A recent video I did with the Salty Nerd podcast, I stated that Hollywood is indeed truly lost when it comes to Latino stories, where it's either a souveniristic pandering or an erasure of Latino stories coming out of the studios. Now, what was far more interesting were your comments, and the Latino Slant is proud to say that we respond to every comment directly every day, which a lot of channels don't do. Now, we were very interested in Drowning Pick Productions, which we assume is a production company, a writer, producer, or director who is Latino, and their responses. Let me read. I'm not sure I agree about studios being more open on funding Latinx-type films over other types of Latino films. I still think people are funding those on their own. They're usually small films, and studios pick them up after. Unless it is a TV show, maybe, but it's got to be cheap. I think the last mostly Latino crew type movie I can think of were Book of Life or Cesar Chavez. We have such a small window, and if it doesn't produce, it's nothing from studios for several years. Maybe they need a Latino John Wick movie, which is basically remaking El Mariachi. Hollywood has changed and is only producing familiar franchises and sequels. They're even less likely to take a chance nowadays. Someone would have to do it on their own and prove it can work. But our audience is willing to take a chance too. I have to tell you, I'm a sucker for great conversation, which is perhaps why I am so obsessed with answering all our comments every day. So I said, they're open to greenlighting more Latinx stories, Gentified Vida, for example, but under strong control, and even then, canceled. Batgirl and Gordita Chronicles got the quick cut, although Gordita was a very good comedy. Book of Life and Jorge's journey is interesting. His Netflix show, Maya and the Three, only one season, no fanfare outside the Latino bubble. Chavez was a huge disappointment, and I commend Luna, but he was the wrong director for this. Chavez's story should have been told on a Malcolm X level. If not for streaming, we would have been completely out of the game. Warner Brothers screwed up with In the Heights on many levels. It had a $55 million production budget and another $50 million spent on marketing. Variety estimated the film would need to gross around $200 million worldwide in order to break even. Because of this, from an inside source I got, Batgirl got the axe, and Flaming Hot, a new movie coming out on Hulu, is not getting a theatrical release. Warner Brothers did upgrade Blue Beetle to theatrical. Remember, it was going to be a streaming only. And based on your Hollywood has changed and only producing familiar franchises and sequel statement, Blue Beetle would fall in line with this. Yes, a new someone or someones will have to not only break through, but find an indie distribution arm to support it. American Homeboy, a new documentary coming out on indie theaters in August and then streaming, has done just that. So duplicate that model, and we can begin to talk about a viable option. Finally, I encourage you to read Drowning Pick Productions' further replies to me. In one point, he says, if Blue Beetle doesn't succeed, it will validate that Latinos can't garner carrying a larger, big-budget film in the studio's minds, which I find is such a perplexing situation, as we are the biggest movie-going audience in the United States. What do you guys think? Comment, and you can be sure the Slant will reply wherever you're at. Keep that slant. Where's